Katie. Today I'm going to be covering section 5.2, which is multiplying polynomials. This, however, is a monomial times a monomial, which means that neither of these terms have addition or subtraction in between them. So you're basically just going to times each thing by each other. So 8 times 5, which is horrible, I don't know, it's just 40, I believe. Okay, and then x to the 7th, because when you're multiplying exponents, you add them, and 4 and 3 is going to be 7. And then y to the 7th plus, 7 plus 2 is going to give you y to the 9th. The answer is 40, x to the 7th, y to the 9th. This is another example of a monomial times a monomial. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. The a to the 5th times the a to the 2nd is a to the 7th, b to the 1st, and b to the 5th multiplied is b to the 6th, c to the 6th, c to the 4th is c to the 10th. There's your answer. Now these are a monomial times a binomial, which means they have addition or subtraction in between. So t squared times, 2t times 3t will give you 6t squared minus 10t. So here you still ended up with a monomial. Here you're going to end up with a binomial. So another example, this is a little bit more complicated than that one. So the 3 times the 1 that's here is going to give you 3. And then a squared times a squared is a to the 4th. And then this b times, there's no b here, it's just going to give you b. And then negative 3, because you're distributing, is negative 3 a squared, because you don't have an a to multiply it here too, and then b squared, because you don't have a b here, but you do have a b here. So there are those two. Now we're going to do binomial times binomial, which you have to use FOIL for. So see, a couple examples would be, you can do, let's see, 2x plus 3y, x minus 4y. So you're going to FOIL. So 2x times the x is going to give you 2x squared. This 2x times the negative 4y is going to give you negative 8xy. This 3y times that x will give you positive 3xy. So these are going to add together because they're like terms. And then the 3y times the negative 4y is going to give you negative 12y squared. So this has no like term, so it just carries down. These are going to add together, so you get negative 5xy and then negative 12y squared. So that's FOIL with two binomials. And now we're going to do squaring a binomial. So if you see it like this, let's see, formula really is a plus b squared or a minus b squared. They're both binomials. There'll be a term here for a and b. Okay, so one example would be, let's see, y plus 5 squared. What it really is y plus 5, y plus 5, twice, because it's squared. So this times itself. So the y times the y, so y squared, and then this y times that 5 is 5y. This 5 times this y is 5y. So these are like terms. And then this 5 times that 5 is plus 25. So you're left with y squared plus 10y plus 25. So there, now you have a squared plus by equals, or plus c. Okay, now we can do a subtraction one like this one. We could do, let's see, y minus 3 squared. Doesn't really make a difference, you're just going to get a negative in the middle now. So y minus 3, y minus 3. Okay, now y times the y, you're going to get y squared. Y times the negative 3, negative 3y. Negative 3 times that y And then negative 3 times negative 3, you're going to get a positive on the end. So, combine like terms, you get y squared minus 6y plus 9. So this is really just factoring backwards. So if we were to factor this, we would get this. Alright, now the last one is a difference of squares, which you're going to see the formula really is just a plus b, a minus b. So it'll be the same number for b and the same variable for a. So it'll look like, let's see, y plus 5, y minus 5. What it really means is these have to be squares, so a difference of squares, and this really is going to cause a difference because when you FOIL it out, the middle terms that we were combining earlier are going to cancel each other. So y times y is y squared, y times negative 5 is negative 5y, and then this one, positive 5y, or positive 5 times y, will give you this. So these are going to cancel. And then this, positive 5 times negative 5 is going to give you negative 25. So, you're left with this, which is a difference, right here, of squares. Because this is squared and this is a square. Well, can be squared by 5. That's about all I got. There you go.